Let's take a look at fractions on HP Prime Calculator. Let's take a look at our first one, 40 over 72. And let's see what that gives us. Okay, so 40 divided by 72, and then I'll press enter. Now it gives us a decimal. If we push our fraction button, this A and then B over C button, that'll change it. So it gives us 5/9. So that's how you simplify a fraction. Okay, 2. We got 1 over 36 plus 2 over 27. And so I'll do 1 divided by 36. Now look where my cursor is. It's down with the 36. If I immediately do a plus now, the plus is down in the denominator. That's not what we want. So I'll do a backspace. We want to press our right arrow key to get out of the denominator. And now I'll do my plus. And then 2 divided by 27. And then I press enter. And I push my fraction button to change it. And we get 11 over 108. Let's look at our third one, subtraction. We got 2/5 minus 1/3. Okay, so I'm going to do 2 divided by 5. I press my right arrow key to get it out of the denominator, minus 1 divided by 3, and then I press enter. Get a decimal, push my fraction button, and that gives us 1/15. Okay, now this one, I got 14 over 21 times 9 over 7. Now I didn't really like the form that this takes on my calculator, even though it gave me the same answer. So what I did, when I plugged this in, when I plug in multiplying two fractions together, I put parentheses around each fraction, like this. Now I'll demonstrate why I like that form better. Okay, so if I do a set of parentheses, then I do 14 divided by 21, right arrow to get it out of the denominator, right arrow to get it out of the parentheses, times, then I'll do another set of parentheses, 9 divided by 7, and then press enter. Notice that pretty well looks like what I have written on the paper. Now press my fraction button, and that gives us 6/7. Now let me type it in without the parentheses and show what happens. We'll do 14 divided by 21, right arrow to get it out of the fraction, times 9 divided by 7. Look what it did. It put the divide by 7 here. Now I know order of operations wise this would still work, but I wasn't comfortable that it would work 100% of the time. So if it does this, whenever you're trying to work with any kind of fraction, you get something that doesn't look like what you have on your paper, try to play with the parentheses. You play with the parentheses, you may get it to look exactly like what you have there. Even though I press enter, see how it gives me that, and if I push my fraction button, it gives the same thing. Okay, let's take a look at division. We've got 20 over 27 divided by 10 over 18. Just to be on the safe side, whenever I'm multiplying or dividing, I'm going to put parentheses around the fraction. This one again, I don't believe you need the parentheses, but get it to look halfway close to this. This one won't, but we'll do that. So I'll push my parentheses. I'll do 20 divided by 27. Right arrow to get out of the denominator, right arrow to get out of the parentheses. Divided by, and then I'll put my parentheses again. 10 divided by 18. Now notice it puts it in this format, which is the same as this. It just looks weird. Then I push enter, and we get a decimal, so I push my fraction button, and that gives us 4/3. Now that's in proper fraction form, so if I want to see what the mixed number form was, I just need to push the fraction button again. And it tells us 1 plus 1/3, which we know is 1 and 1/3. Normally you don't put the plus if you write in mixed number form. Each time I press the fraction button, it alternates back and forth between my different forms. Now let's take a look at this last one here. We get 1/3 plus 1/5 all over 1/7 minus 2. Although you don't always need it, it's good practice whenever you have more than a single number or a single variable on top and bottom of your fraction, put parentheses around that part. So when I plug this in, I want to put parentheses around the top part and parentheses around the bottom part. Some calculators you don't need to do that, but again, it's just good practice to make sure everything's being done the way you want it to be done. So I'll put in my parentheses, I'll do 1 divided by 3, and I'll right arrow to get it out of the denominator, plus 1 divided by 5, right arrow to get it out of the denominator, right arrow to get it out of the fraction, and then divide by, and then I'll push my parentheses again, 1 divided by 7, right arrow to get it out of the denominator, minus 2, and now it pretty well looks like what I have written on the paper, or on a little tablet here. Press enter, and I get a decimal, so I press my fraction button, and that gives me negative 56 over 195. And that would be your answer. So fractions are a little bit different working with an HP prime than what I'm used to. I'm definitely not an expert on HP prime. I'm creating these videos so that anybody coming to my college algebra class and may have one of these calculators can use it effectively. Anyway, that's fractions on HP prime.